What if I told you that the most dramatic moment in a baseball season isn't a walk-off home run, a playoff game, or even a record-breaking performance, but instead, a single, last-minute decision that changes everything? That's exactly what happened with the Minnesota Twins and Trevor Larnach. Now, I know what you're thinking: trade rumors? That's normal, right? But this wasn't just any rumor. It was a near trade that got nixed at the last second by an owner, and it left the star player questioning his future while his manager had to navigate a minefield of media speculation. Let me break this down for you, because this story is way more than just a failed deal. It's a window into the chaos of MLB's trade deadline, the fragile trust between players and managers, and how even the most seasoned athletes can feel like pawns in a game they don't control. Here's the thing: Trevor Larnach isn't just another outfielder. He's the Twins' best leadoff hitter, a guy who's been quietly having the best season of his career. And yet, he woke up to a report that he'd been traded to the Astros for a reliever, only for the deal to collapse because the Astros owner suddenly changed his mind. Now, I've seen my fair share of trade rumors, but this is the kind of thing that makes players feel like they're living in a TV show where the plot twists are written by someone else. Larnach said he doesn't take it personally, but let's be real: when you're the guy who's been on the radar for a trade, and then you find out you were almost moved, it's got to gnaw at you. What does that say about the mental game of baseball? That players have to compartmentalize everything, even when their own team is actively shopping them. It's like being in a relationship where your partner is casually dating other people, and then suddenly, they're engaged to someone else, but then they break it off. You're left wondering if you ever really had a chance. And then there's Derek Shelton, the manager. He's in his first year, and this is his first experience with a trade that almost went through. He didn't mention Larnach's name directly, but he acknowledged having a candid and open discussion with one of his players. Now, I've always thought that managers have to walk a tightrope when it comes to trade rumors. If they're too transparent, they risk leaking information. If they're too vague, players might feel ignored. Shelton's approach here? It's classic middle ground. He tells Larnach that he understands the speculation, but he also reminds him how vital he is to the team. But here's the kicker: Shelton's message isn't just for Larnach. It's a message to every player on the roster. Because in the world of MLB, anything can happen at the trade deadline. And that's not just a business reality, it's a psychological weapon. Players know they could be gone in a heartbeat, which means they have to perform at their peak while also dealing with the stress of uncertainty. It's like being in a high-stakes job where your boss could fire you tomorrow, but you're still expected to hit your targets. Let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Twins are in a weird spot. They've made 2 trades for pitchers, but they're still looking for another reliever. That means they're prioritizing the bullpen, which is a bit odd because Larnach is a hitter, not a pitcher. But that's the thing about baseball: the front office's priorities can feel completely disconnected from the players on the field. Larnach has been on alert since the offseason that he might be traded, and now he's having to deal with the aftermath of a near trade. It's like being told you might be fired, and then finding out you were almost hired by a different company before the deal fell through. How do you focus on your job when your entire existence feels like a negotiation? And yet, Larnach is still crushing it. He's hitting .284 with 9 homers and 39 RBIs. That's not just a stat line, it's a testament to his mental toughness. Because if he let the noise get to him, he wouldn't be putting up numbers like that. But he's not letting it affect him. He's the kind of player who's focused on the game, not the headlines. And honestly, that's rare. Most players would be distracted, but Larnach? He's locked in. That's why his teammate Royce Lewis said he's the ultimate competitor. Now, let's shift gears to the other side of the stories, the game-ending error by Royce Lewis. I mean, how wild is that? He's playing first base for the first time in his career, and in a high-pressure moment, he hesitates and throws home late, letting the winning run score. It's a split-second decision that costs the game. But here's the thing, this isn't just about the play itself. It's about adaptation. Lewis was moved to first base in June, and while he's adjusting well, he's still figuring out the nuances of the position. That's the reality of modern baseball. Players are being asked to switch roles mid-season, and sometimes, it doesn't go perfectly. But Shelton's reaction? He's not panicking. He's analyzing the play, pointing out that the team needs to get the force play first. That's the kind of leadership that builds trust. Because when you're in a tough spot, you need your manager to have the composure to break down the mistake without making it personal. And yet, even Shelton admits it's a tough spot. He says they had to get the force play first, which is a reminder that even the best teams make mistakes. It's not about perfection, it's about learning from them. So what does all of this say about the Twins' season? It says they're in a weird place. They're trying to balance short-term fixes, trading for relievers, with long-term stability, keeping their best players. But the truth is, in MLB, there's no such thing as a perfect plan. Every trade, every decision, every missed play is part of the chaos. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. It's not just about a failed trade, it's about the human element of sports. The stress, the uncertainty, the resilience. And as a viewer, you can't help but wonder, how many other players are going through this exact same thing right now? How many managers are having these tough conversations? How many fans are watching and thinking, this is why I love baseball, it's unpredictable, it's emotional, and it's real? In the end, the Twins' story is a reminder that sports are as much about the business side as they are about the game itself. But for players like Larnach, it's about staying focused, trusting their team, and proving that they belong. Because even when the front office is shopping them, even when the media is speculating, even when a single play can cost a game, the real battle is inside the mind of the athlete. And that's the part that never gets covered in the headlines. That's the part that makes sports human.